What's up, Manicure, and welcome to my channel. So today, what I'm going to be talking to you about is my favorite film stills camera. So the Nikon F5 is an interesting camera. It is probably the closest thing you will get to having a digital camera that shoots film. I initially started shooting film on a camera from my dad. It was a small, cartridge film camera, and then of course disposable cameras as I was growing up. But prior to this, I had been using a different camera called the Nikon F3, which is here. This camera is great. It's tiny. It's amazing for travel. But it had one critical flaw. When loading rolls, there once in a while was a chance that the roll could slip and it would either crunch, like a brutal crunch, or just slip and miss a roll. So you could have film rolling and just unexposed. You could have it crunched up and destroyed. And I lost some important rolls when I was traveling using this camera. So I got the next thing up. I did some research and I found a camera called the F5. So the F5 is really dope. It is as close to automatic as a film camera gets. It has a display on the top so you can see how many shots you have available. It has auto winding, and it has a little display at the bottom so that you can actually flip it out, flip the settings out, and you can set your camera, your ISO there. So it's digital in that sense. The other part is that the displays are illuminated so that when you're shooting, you don't have to worry about, you know, being in the dark. The meter works, everything works. It's perfect. And on the Nikon F series cameras, I've gotten some of the best shots that I've ever taken. Shooting on film has been quite easy. I have experience shooting digital, so it was kind of smooth. But the thing about these cameras is that they just work. The Nikon F5 is amazing because it has a thing where when you roll your film in, it will automatically roll it for you. And if there's an error, it will give you a red light and it will stop you from attempting to shoot. So you can basically just lock it in, shut the thing, hit a button, and it will auto wind. And the other part is that because of how efficient it is, you tend to actually get 1 or 2 extra shots per roll. So normally you get about 35 exposures, 36. You can get 37, 38 sometimes. So it's awesome. And since I've had this camera, I have not missed a shot. The results have been amazing. I'm definitely going to be layering those shots as I'm talking here clearly. Um, but yeah, if you're getting a film camera, of course, the entry point is not as easy. It's not as cheap. It's affordable if you know you're going to use it for work. If you know you're going to run around with it and shoot with it a lot. And but yeah, it's been the absolute best experience for me shooting on film. I do have another camera. This one is called the Bronica SQ-AM. This thing is awesome. It is a 6x6 medium format camera. It has different backs. I have some Portra 800 in there, and I've been using an alternative back, which is a 135 back. This is awesome because you can shoot 35mm film in panoramic format, so you get a more cinematic 2:1, I think, 2.4 to 1 aspect ratio. You get a widescreen aspect ratio. That's all it is. The shots, I'll post those as well. The ability to shoot in that aspect ratio is really important to me because I'm a filmmaker and I love wider aspect ratios. I've also, of course, you can shoot 4:3, square 6x6, but I love the ability to pull wider frames. But yeah, the Nikon F5 as the main camera, I use that as my workhorse. I've taken it on actual productions and shot photos with it to run tests and to pull finals from, and it has been amazing. I strongly recommend, if you use Nikon lenses, check into picking up an F5. Um, I think they have later models as well. I think the F5 was the second last model, something like that, in terms of Nikon's film cameras that were built in these digital SLR, like the SLR style bodies. But yeah, it's Amazing, genuinely amazing. Favorite camera by far, and I strongly recommend for you out there to at least try one out. I know they also have Canon cameras like the Canon 1V. I think if I'm shooting EF mount, I have some EF lenses. I may grab one of those eventually as well, just to mix it up. But yeah, strongly recommend Nikon F5. Dream of a camera. It makes it so easy. Anybody who's shooting digital and wants to get into film, I recommend the F5 because the bridge point is just it's so natural. I think that's one thing that often scares people off of saying like what's your learning curve, etc. But if you've used the digital camera, you'll be comfortable using one of the later Nikon F bodies. So yeah, that's essentially it. If you want to know anything else about them, if you have any questions you want to ask about film cameras, about ease of use, about your entry point, about even film stocks and things like that, feel free to leave a comment below. And also, I have a Discord group that I've started, which I've also shared a link for. Feel free to jump in, ask any questions that you have, share your own stories about your kit. Tell me what your favorite camera is, like your favorite film camera. If you have a digital camera as well, like tell me what your favorite digital camera is as well. I use them. Clearly, we're recording on one, the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. But yeah, just ask away. What I'd like to do is to make things easier for people. I want the entry point for this stuff to be as smooth as possible. I am a deeply technical person, but I understand that there's like only so much technical stuff that will be of use. And beyond that, it's more about taking information, making it extremely simple for you, and saving you a ton of time. Because in the process of learning, you go through trial and error. And if someone else can go through that and then give you a shorthand and save you like 5 years and a lot of money, then yeah, I'd prefer that. So I'd like to be that for you. And also, if you found any benefit from this, feel free to subscribe, share this with anyone that is curious about the Nikon F5. And until next time, Manic out. Peace.